Okay. I think we're good. Move this over. Um, where's the YouTube link? Okay. Alright, boom. Oh, now it updated the thumbnail. Okay. So it wouldn't upload the thumbnail for the stream for like the longest. What's up, guys? I don't know why it was giving me such a hard time earlier. Alright, we're now live. Talking about last two episodes. Come through, smiley face. Wait, support is appreciated. I always like telling people support is appreciated because, like, even if people can't make it out to the stream, you know, retweets and stuff like that are always cool. I just appreciate anybody helping to get the word out. But what's up, guys? How are y'all doing? Happy JoJo Friday. We have how many more episodes left? Like 3, I think. It's up to no. We have like 2 more episodes, right? I'm so lost on how many episodes we have left at this point. I don't remember how many episodes we have left. Oh, it's 4 more episodes. Okay. I couldn't remember if it was 37 or like 39 because we're at 35. Okay. So we have quite a bit. But what's up, guys? I hope you guys are having a good Friday. I didn't stream last week's episode because I didn't watch last week's episode as soon as it came out. So we're going to be talking about that one too, as well as today's episode. So that would be 34 and 35. There's a lot to talk about within these last 2 episodes, by the way, because these last 2 episodes are really good. First off, we got Diavolo interrupting the opening. He does his little monologue in Italian. I think that it's pretty rad. Like, that was pretty cool. It's different from the other stuff that we've gotten. Like, the way he comes in is like, it just like cuts to it and it does the little King Crimson effect. It's pretty cool. But I'm a fan of it. I like the little Italian monologue. It's pretty sick. It's dope. It's dope. What I'm waiting for though mainly is just part 6. Whenever we see Pucci fast forward the opening, that's gonna be cool. But I do like what they did with this. I wonder if when we get Silver Chariot Requiem, we already have that. If we get Gold Experience Requiem, if there's going to be another version of the opening, and maybe they're gonna have like all of the singers do the opening like they usually do, because that's usually what they end up doing in these things. Yeah, no Fugo slander in the chat. If y'all start slandering Fugo, bro, y'all getting out of here. Fugo did nothing wrong. But anyways, so last week's episode was the beginning of Silver Chariot Requiem, body swapping everybody. We got some pretty good comedy moments out of it. Like Mista talking about his parts, at least to say, and thinking that Narancia did it because his hands are all bloody and stuff like that. And just like stupid banter over stuff like that was pretty entertaining, as well as them finally sitting down and talking to Polnareff, who's now in the turtle, and he's fighting for his life with the last bit of energy that he has to help them out as much as he can. Just kind of funny when you realize that it's Polnareff as the turtle. And I know some people don't like what happens to Polnareff and him becoming the turtle because they're like, it's lame. Polnareff was so cool. But like, Polnareff being introduced in part 5 was just like, yeah, Diavolo almost killed me. I literally can barely function anymore. So it's not like if he didn't die, like there's much that Polnareff was gonna do. Chariot was still like strong. Silver Chariot was still a really strong stand. And Diavolo makes note of that. He's like, oh, even though your body is weak, like your Silver Chariot is still really strong and really fast. And that's because it's got more to do with, you know, your soul, like your spirit, than it does with your actual physical body. And this frame is really funny, by the way. The Doppio Bucciolati. It's hilarious. I love it. But like, you know, Polnareff wasn't really gonna do much aside from be here for info, because he's just like a big info dump. And like, I don't get why people get like. I do get why people are upset that Polnareff has been reduced to just nothing and being a turtle. But at the same time, I also don't see why they're so upset because it's not like he could do anything else, you know? That's kind of just my stance on that. Because I know some people like to say the final act of Vento Aureo is weak, or it's not as good, or it's like the lame part, and it's where it falls off, and da 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 da, and all these billion other things that they like to say about Vento Aureo to shit all over it. But look, man, all I'm saying is Turtle Polnareff is the MVP. Um, that man said, "What if somebody without a stand went and grabbed the arrow?" And then he went and grabbed the arrow with his little turtle mouth, and he's like, "I got this shit, boys." Because nobody could go near the arrow because Chariot Requiem was making it so that anybody that got close to the arrow would have their stand deflect and attack back at them. So it's really hard for anybody to get the arrow. And this is one of those things that I do like. I don't get why people, again, slander it so much because to me it's really interesting. It's very different to just have them get attacked by their own stands. It's like, oh, our stands are super powered right now. And they're all like going batshit crazy, but they're gonna keep attacking us if we like try to get close. So it's put them in a really tricky situation where they have to like think and be smart with their time, and also watch out for Diablo because Diablo is nearby, but nobody knows where he is yet. And them not being careful enough when they were already being careful. Narancia wandered for 2 seconds and got killed, which Narancia's death hurt because right before it happened, we have not a flashback, but it cuts to Fugo and Abaccio. Like Narancia's thinking, he's like, oh, you know, when all this is done, I'm gonna go to Naples. I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna get some pizza. I'm gonna go, study, make something of myself or whatever. Maybe Fugo will like keep calling me an idiot, but I miss Fugo. I'll go see Fugo when I go back. And he was like, I kind of wish Abaccio was here. Like he's just reminiscing on stuff, and then the next thing you know, he's dead. And it's really messed up how quick it happens, and it's just in and out. Diablo goes, kills him, and then he's gone. And I get people also say like, oh, that was uncalled for. That was so out of nowhere. They had to do that for the whoa shock factor. But if you remember, Diablo mentioned before, he's not going to fight all of them at once, and he doesn't want to have to deal with Narancia's Aerosmith because he's, he knows that it can just, like, body his shit and mess him up. And he's dealt with it before in the Metallica fight, so I think people always forget this too, and they're like, oh, Narancia's death was uncalled for, but Diablo's trying to pick everybody off one by one. And if Narancia's the nearest one, and Narancia's the biggest threat to him right now, personally, and he's just open, then why not go for him, in, like, Diablo's case. So I don't get why people try and say that it's, like, a very, like, not an ass-pulled death, but, like, he just had to do that for the shock factor and stuff like that. I don't get why people, like, try and say that, or say that it's not justified, or some other dumb stuff like that. Because it makes perfect logical sense in a scenario, But it does suck, though, that he just goes out like that before anybody could even realize anything. Like, Giorno tried to bring him back, but he's like, no, like, dude, his body is gone, like, or his body's empty, my body's gone, there's nothing else I can do about this. And Giorno's like, I can keep, he's like, I can just, like, go back into my body at this point, like, there's nothing else left of Narancia, he's gone. And then he goes back into his body, and Narancia's body just drops, and everybody kind of, freaks out, they cry a bit. And, like, the thing that did it to me, with the way that they handled his death in the anime, before he dies, he mentions Fugo and Abaccio and how he's thinking about them. Then after he dies, you see his spirit fly away in the form of Aerosmith, like, as the plane. And it actually flies over Fugo, wherever the hell Fugo was, and Fugo, like, looks up at the sky or whatever and, like, notices it just kind of flying by. Like, something's just in the sky, just passing over him. And then Narancia flew to Sardinia, I believe is the name of the place, where Abaccio died, where they went to go investigate Diablo. He goes over there, and you can still see the little flower bed that's left behind or whatever for Abaccio. And Mista just flies into the... or not Mista. Mista. Why did I say Mista? Narancia flies into the clouds as, like, Aerosmith, and that's it, over where Abaccio died. So he visited Fugo on his way out, and then he flew over to Abaccio and made his way to him. I think that's kind of very sad. It's really messed up. It's not cool at all. Not a fan of it at all. Very hurtful. But it's good, It's a good kind of hurt. Cause it's just like subtle little things like that, like subtle little hints and just moments like this can really put a lot of impact on something. Cause it's not like all included in the manga. And it's just them going out of their way to really make you feel, which is where it's like, damn. And that shit hurts, you know? It hurts. It's a big hurted. Yeah, it's a big hurted. It's not fun at all. But the main thing about that though is like I do like that they handled it the way they did. But there was one thing I was waiting for that they didn't do after this, because in the manga it happens right after. So Giorno's like, I'm gonna make sure nobody can ever hurt you again, Narancia. I'm gonna take you back home after all this is done. Like Giorno's all on this revenge shit. He's like, yo, this dude is gonna pay for like killing you now. Like now this is it, bro. And it sucks. It really does suck. It hurts a lot. And seeing Giorno leave him there in the flower bed, that got to me. I cried before like he even died. I cried when they brought up Fugo and Abacchio right before he got body bagged by Diavolo. That was it. Like I saw that and I was like, okay, it's gonna happen now. And now that made me sad. I cried. But what I'm even more upset about, and I'm assuming that they're saving this for next episode, because next episode is called like Diavolo Arises or something like that. So Diavolo's obviously gonna show up in the next episode. But what happens in this part, and spoilers if you're an anime only, minor spoilers that I'm gonna talk about here, because we're in Endgame or whatever. Spoilers are gonna be brought up anyways. But while they leave the Coliseum, so before that, they didn't know who was who until like they found out, and then they spoke to Polnareff and stuff. And then Bruno is currently in Diavolo's body, so he runs back and he's like, "No, guys, it's me," or whatever. They identified him when they were trying to fight Chariot. But it's like, okay, so who's in Bruno's body? And then Polnareff explains to them that the boss is two people, and he's like, it's a multiple personality disorder thing. But he was like, he's a kid and he's the boss. He's like, that kid definitely is like somewhere. I don't know where he's at. Doppio is actually inside of Bruno's body right now, which missed a shot a couple times. He didn't shoot any of the vitals, but he shot like his arms and his legs so that he wouldn't be able to move at all. So Doppio, what happens is they leave the Coliseum, and Doppio in Bruno's body is just laying there on the floor, and he's like dying out until he dies. But Doppio's like trying to call for Diavolo. He's like, "Boss, call me one more time. Boss, give me hope. I need you, boss. Where are you?" And it's really sad, and it really makes you feel for like Doppio, because Doppio is just like that kiddish, weird, like crazy side of Diavolo, but it still makes you feel for him, And they didn't show that in this episode. Now the JoJo anime does things where they'll add in scenes or they do things out of order, like with part 4. They changed the order of Love Deluxe and Shigechi's death to kind of just extend a bit more on Shigechi not showing up and dying the episode after, like he does in the manga. Shigechi's arc happens and then he dies right after. And they rearranged it so that he would be there like an extra week or whatever. It's just like cool. So I'm assuming that since the next episode is like Diavolo Rises or whatever it's called again, they're gonna start off the episode with Doppio like dying out in the Coliseum, and then Diavolo's shenanigans are going to continue. That's what I'm hoping is going to happen, because they didn't include it in this episode. It's supposed to happen right after Narancia dies, but they didn't show it. So I'm hoping that that's how next episode starts. I'm going to be very upset if this is like cut out of the anime. I don't know why they would cut it out of the anime, because like it's an important thing that I think most people overlook, and it's really sad. Like it really does make you feel and sympathize a little bit for Doppio and Diavolo in a way, or at least that side of Diavolo. It makes you sympathize with Doppio, and it's something that made me appreciate him a lot more. Like after reading that point when I first read Vento Aureo, it was like, oh damn, like that's pretty messed up. He's like just crying out for help while he's dying out on the ground, but nobody can hear him. There's nobody there, and then he just dies, and it's really sad. Like that shit's really sad. Even if he's the bad guy, he's the big bad, and he's trying to kill all our main characters and do bad things. That side of him in Doppio, just like dying out so helplessly on the ground and like trying to ask for help when there's nobody there to like do anything for him, like it really is a sad thing, man. It's sad. I don't know if people are like as aware of that, Um, but I think that should be shown off definitely next episode. If it's not shown off, then we take an L. We take an L on that if they don't show it, because it really is like good and important. Um, and with the way that the anime does things, they'll probably add more to that scene and make it even more dramatic and more sad. So I want to see them handle it. I really hope that they don't just keep it as like something that's cut out or something that's not in there. Um, but I'm assuming that they're just saving it for next week's episode. That's what it's looking like right now at the moment. Really hope that they don't cut it though. But what did you guys think about these episodes? These last two episodes were ridiculously good. Cause while they body switched, they all keep the same voices for everybody. Like, so it's Giorno and Narancia's bodies like swapped. Trish and Mista's are swapped. Polnareff is in the turtle, and then Bruno's Diavolo. But like Diavolo's voice actor is saying all of Bruno's lines. Mrs. voice actor is saying all of Mrs. lines, or Trish's voice actress is saying all of Mrs. lines. Mrs. voice actor is saying all of Trish's lines, and vice versa. It's really cool that they're doing it like this, because you would think that they would switch their voices, but it's just them switching like their souls and their minds or whatever. The bodies are still the same, so it would make sense for them to still speak the same. And it's been really funny, just hearing all these characters freak out and like use all their mannerisms and stuff. Like, it's funny when you see Bucciolati comes back into the Coliseum as like Diavolo or whatever, and he's looking at Giorno, but Giorno is actually Narancia, and he's like, "Oh, you're Narancia, aren't you?" He's like, "I can tell by the way you're speaking." He's like, "Yeah, it's me, Bruno. Look, sticky fingers, boom." And it's really cool to see them like do so good at their vocal performances. The voice actors for Vento Aureo are all incredibly talented. So much props goes out to all of them. Real talk. Like, I appreciate all their hard work and effort. They've been doing a great job of bringing these characters to life, giving them so much personality, and especially in like these last two episodes where we have such a weird scenario where everybody's like body swapped. They're doing great, man. They're doing great. It probably took so long for him to get up because Bruno's body is so trash, and as soon as he got the energy to, he got up, he took a fat L. That's basically what happened to Doppio. I don't know if Doppio felt the pain because like Bruno's body is like, well, that's the weird thing, because Bruno's body before wasn't really like bleeding, and now he's like bleeding out. So I'd assume that Doppio can feel the pain, because you all know Bruno is just like, oh, whatever, I'm like already dead, I don't really feel anything, so that's fine. But Doppio's getting shot and he can't move, and he reacted to getting shot. He was all, ugh. So I'm assuming he can, which makes it hurt even more. He just gets shot a bunch of times and then dies by himself while he's begging for help. Again, people should appreciate that a little more. It's an overlooked detail. It's one of those things that are just, there's so much going on that I guess you're not paying attention to it. But I think it's one of the things out of that entire like part in the Coliseum that stands out. It's something that I remember all the time, because it's just so like ouch, It's just one of those moments, man. It's got like a shock factor to it too, because you're like not expecting it. They just go from like Narancia dying and it being so dramatic and everybody being like, damn, like we really just lost Narancia like that in like such a quick moment without being able to do anything. And then the next thing you know, it cuts to Doppio and he's just dying too. That's what I'm thinking they're doing. I'm hoping that they show Doppio next episode just dying out. If you swap bodies with Mista, you would take off his hat. Why would you want to take off his hat? His hat is cool. And we all know he stinks. That's because they haven't been able to shower or like do much, because they've been on the run for like a week. So he's all dirty and gross. So you know that boy's about to take the biggest shower when he gets back. And they all get back to base and they chill out. But yeah, these episodes are really good, man. Like, all the stuff with the flashback of Polnareff and the arrow, showing off Silver Chariot Requiem the first time, and like him being aware of it, and like him explaining like, oh, the arrows are like so strong, they're so powerful. He's like, whoever made the arrow made it with the intention of like making stands like so strong to the point where they can just control everything. Like, they're geniuses, man. They're a genius. It's great. They're really good. The Fugo scene is what definitely made it hit harder. Like, the whole Abaccio thing with, like, his partner and, like, everything like that, and being like, you did good, come on, let's go. Like, Abaccio's death I thought was amazing, especially with, like, Narancia being in denial and all that. But all the stuff that's been happening with, like, Narancia's death and, like, just that, the sudden death flag and, like, the nod to it is, it's really damn. I don't have a word to describe it. It's just really damn and ouch. You want to know what's under Mista's hat? It's just his hair. It's just his hair. It's like Double D all over again. Oh my god. Yeah, what did you guys think about these episodes overall? I really enjoyed them so much. There's like so much that went on in such a short amount of time. The new opening is pretty cool. I like Diavolo just coming in and screaming in Italian at Giorno about how he's like perfect. He's gonna win, and then it cutting back to everything. I love the way the Chariot Requiem looks animated, like the way that they colored him. Because in the manga, he's just like really dark, just walking around and stuff, like all shadowy looking. But now he's got those like really cool lines to him, and he looks all like 3D-ish looking when he walks, and he's like got those shadows and like the coloring to him. Like, I don't know how to describe that coloring look. Like, he kind of looks like he was watercolored in a way. It's really cool. It's really cool. I like the effect that they use for him. I love the body swaps. The subtle little death flags for Narancia were very messed up. They hurt a lot. But it's been really good. It's been really good. And we are so close to the end of everything. I can't wait until it's like all said and done. And when we see Gold Experience Requiem, it's going to be super cool. And it's also going to be really cool to, see if they're going to do anything with Gold Experience Requiem in the opening. That's what I'm still waiting for also. Bruno high-key bullies Chariot Requiem. You got to do what you got to do, man. Chariot Requiem is just walking. Everybody gangster chill, the Chariot Requiem starts walking. Yeah, he just stops like right before the big drop and like everything kind of kicks in. Diavolo is definitely looking for that smoke. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Especially since right now Polnareff is like, Mister, you gotta get the arrow. Go, use it on your stand. And then it's like, nah, Giorno's gonna be the one that ends up getting it. And it's gonna be the sickest shit ever. Seeing Giorno just glowing all gold, and then seeing Gold Experience Requiem, like, that reveal panel of Gold Experience Requiem is one of my favorite things for, like, stand reveals in JoJo. And I can't wait to see what that's going to look like finally animated. It's going to be very cool. Yeah, I'm going to cut the stream short soon because I have to wake up early tomorrow. I'm helping a friend move and stuff. So that's that. My root canal was supposed to be today. I know I told people about it yesterday. But it turns out that the x-ray machine at the dentist's office broke. So they had to push everybody's appointments back. So I can't get my root canal done until like Monday. Which, it's just like, it's really weird that just happened out of nowhere. But it is what it is. Thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream tonight. I know this is like way shorter than usual. But that's just because I have stuff to do. So I'm kind of just trying to make things brief. We've pretty much talked about everything I want to talk about. Because as of right now, there's not too much to really say necessarily. Because, you know, I've already said everything I want to talk about, so. Yeah, it was a oh dear Neptune moment when Narancia talked about wanting to go back and getting pizza and stuff. That was a big, big death flag for people that probably have not read the manga, or probably like watching and thought, okay, this is not going to go good, and then it doesn't go good. It's very not cool. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out to the stream. You can follow me down below. All the links and the stuff are there. You leave a like. Likes are cool. Appreciate them. Lets me know you guys are enjoying the content. You guys can join the Discord if you want to talk in the Discord. You can do whatever else you want to do. Just everyone have a nice day, definitely for sure. And then next week's episode is going to be pretty good, hopefully. So thank you guys so much for sticking out, coming around, saying hi and stuff. Good night. Have a nice Friday. Go play a video game. Go eat some pizza. Do whatever you do on Fridays. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.